The rip sounded louder than the jukebox. It cut through the bar like a gunshot, fabric tearing, glass clinking, laughter choking off mid-breath. Every head turned at once. The biker froze with his hand still raised, knuckles white, eyes wide with shock. The waitress stood there, stunned, her tray tilted, drinks sloshing dangerously close to the edge. For half a second, no one moved. The bar was called the North Line, a low-lit place just off the highway where truckers, night shift nurses, bikers, and locals crossed paths without asking questions. It smelled of fried food, old wood, and rain-soaked jackets. On most nights, it was loud enough to swallow your thoughts. Tonight, it went silent. The waitress's name was Lily. She was 26, with tired eyes and a practiced smile she used like armor. She'd learned how to move fast through narrow aisles, how to read a table before a word was spoken, how to absorb rudeness without letting it stick. Her shirt, simple, black, part of the uniform, had snagged when she slipped between tables. The biker hadn't meant to grab her. He'd reached out instinctively to stop her tray from falling. His fingers caught fabric instead. The tear ran from shoulder to chest. Lily's breath caught as she instinctively crossed her arms, more from reflex than shame. A flush crept up her neck. A couple of people looked away, embarrassed. One man snorted awkwardly into his beer. Then someone gasped, because beneath the torn fabric, what showed wasn't skin meant to shock or tease. It was scars. Thick, uneven lines crossed Lily's collarbone and shoulder, pale against her darker skin. Some were long and jagged. Others were tight, puckered reminders of old wounds. Burn scars. Surgical scars. The kind that told a story without saying a word. The biker saw them too. His name was Jack. He was built like a freight train. Leather vest, gray in his beard, arms mapped with faded tattoos from a lifetime on the road. He'd ridden in from 3 states over that afternoon, chasing quiet more than distance. Jack had seen a lot in his 60 years. War, wrecks, loss. He thought he was past being surprised. He was wrong. His face drained of color. His mouth opened, then closed. Slowly, carefully, he lowered his hand like it might break something if he moved too fast. He started, then stopped. His voice came out rough. I'm so sorry. Lily nodded quickly, eyes down, already stepping back. It's okay. It was an accident. But the room felt wrong. Too still, too heavy. A man at the bar leaned forward, squinting. Jesus, he muttered, not unkindly. What happened to her? The manager, Carla, was already moving, shrugging out of her jacket. Lily, sweetheart, take this, she said softly, draping it over her shoulders. Go to the back. Lily hesitated. For years, she'd learned to disappear when attention got uncomfortable. This moment felt familiar in a way she hated. She nodded again, murmured, thank you, and turned toward the kitchen. That's when Jack spoke again. Wait. It wasn't loud, but it carried. Lily stopped. The manager stiffened slightly, ready to intervene. Jack took a step forward, palms open, like he was approaching a skittish animal. I don't want to hold you up, he said carefully. I want you to know I didn't mean to hurt you. Not then. Not now. Lily looked at him for the first time. His eyes weren't roaming. They weren't curious in the wrong way. They were wet. I know, she said quietly. Jack swallowed. Those scars, he said, then winced. You don't owe anyone an explanation. My daughter has scars like that. The word daughter shifted something in the room. She was in a fire, Jack continued. Apartment building, old wiring. She was 19. She lived. He paused, breath shaking. She hates when people stare. No one was staring now. Lily's grip tightened on the jacket. I was 8, she said, surprising herself. The words came out before she could stop them. House fire. Fell asleep during a storm. Candle tipped over. Jack nodded slowly, like he'd been given something fragile to hold. I'm glad you're here, he said. So was everyone else, though no one said it. Lily went to the back then. The door swung shut behind her, but the silence stayed. A woman at a corner table wiped her eyes. Someone cleared their throat. The jukebox clicked as the song ended, but no one rushed to put in another dollar. Jack returned to his seat, shoulders slumped, hands shaking slightly as he wrapped them around his coffee mug. I didn't think, he muttered to no one in particular. I just reached. Looks like you stopped more than a tray from falling, the bartender said gently. Time moved again, but differently. Conversations resumed in lower voices. A man who'd been grumbling earlier flagged down Carla and paid his tab in full, adding a tip that made her blink. Another couple asked if Lily was okay. Someone ordered a round for the staff. In the kitchen, Lily leaned against the counter, breathing through the tightness in her chest. Carla stood nearby, not rushing her. You okay? Carla asked. Lily nodded, then shook her head, then laughed softly at herself. I don't know. I think so. You don't have to go back out there tonight. Lily looked at the door. Through the small window, she could see the blur of people, the familiar shapes of a place she needed, even on hard nights. I want to, she said finally. Just give me a minute. When she came back out, wearing a fresh shirt and Carla's jacket over it, something had changed. Jack stood as she approached his table. I'm heading out, he said. Road's calling. Lily smiled. It felt real. Drive safe. He reached into his vest and pulled out a small, worn patch, leather, stitched with a simple road emblem. My daughter makes these, he said. She says they're for people who keep going. He placed it gently on the table between them. Lily picked it up, running her thumb over the stitching. Thank you. Jack nodded once, then turned and walked toward the door. As it closed behind him, the bell chimed softly. The bar filled with sound again. Laughter, glasses, music, but it carried something warmer now, something steadier. Lily moved from table to table, not faster or slower than before, just more present. And for the rest of the night, no one rushed past her without seeing her.